The Saudi energy minister says oil prices would be in the triple digits if it weren't for Riyadh's efforts to calm the oil markets in light of recent tensions with Iran. This comes as OPEC leaders agreed to supply cuts to prop up prices. John Defterios asked the Saudi minister why it was so important to reach this deal.
Well, we have to think beyond where we are today. In my role as energy minister and responsible for stability of the oil markets, I have to isolate all other factors, geopolitical, regional, and just focus on the long-term need to stabilize oil markets. And even if you assume, which I hope will happen very soon, that we will get to a balanced market by the end of this agreement. I've been around long enough to know that there will be a period of instability in a few years or imbalance that requires intervention and bringing balance back. So it was really critical that we build on the momentum that we've had the last 2 years and formalize this so that we're ready to put it in place when we need to.
A geopolitical question, but an important one for the region. Iran's losing about $50 billion a year in exports because of the U.S. sanctions, lost about 2.5 million barrels a day in exports in the last year. Isn't this a powder keg in the region that you have to deal with, and a very risky one, put aside the motivations of Donald Trump?
I think we have political issues that are serious with Iran. My colleagues, the Foreign Minister, and my colleague, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, or Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, are more qualified to talk about them and how to resolve them. And Iran knows what it has to do to join the civilized states and be friends with Saudi Arabia. We've always extended our arms in peace with Iran, and if Iran does the right thing, they will find us to be a very accepting neighbor for them.
The Iranian minister said he's not going to negotiate, the government's not going to negotiate with these U.S. sanctions that are squeezing them on oil, which is your portfolio.
Yeah, I think the exit of Iranian oil, to the extent that some of it has exited, has been accommodated by producers like ourselves. We still have a significant spare capacity that if we need to, we can deploy it to ensure global market stability. So I'm not concerned at all about any impact that Iranian oil sanctions will have on us or on the global markets. I am concerned, though, about security of oil supplies from threats from state and non-state actors that we have seen. We've seen ships being attacked. We've seen pipelines being attacked. We've seen drones being launched from militias that are agents of Iran, and that's putting the global energy supply at risk. We voiced this in the G20 ministerial meeting in Kawazawa 3 weeks ago. And it continues to be a risk to us today, but we're going to do all that is necessary to defend our territory, our assets, our shipping lanes, and make sure that the energy security of the world is not taken hostage by any regime.
In your multiple decades in the oil business, and I've covered it for 25 years, you would see a violent reaction to attacks like that. Why is the market so sanguine, if you will, despite the high wire act we see around the Straits of Hormuz?
I think part of it is a vote of confidence in Saudi Arabia. The rest of the world knows that the kingdom has redundancy, has strong infrastructure, and have the will and the capability of defending itself physically against attempts to penetrate. The other factor is that we've given the right statements to calm markets. But rest assured, if we didn't do that, if we didn't take the measures we took, oil would be in the triple digits easily.